Hello world, I'm Prince the Culture Keeper, founder of the Culture Keeper Circle. Today, I'm sounding the alarm on what's happening to the U.S. National Park Service, one of 6 federal agencies under attack of political interference and cultural erasure. The National Park Service manages over 640 million acres of public land, nearly 28% of the U.S. land area. It protects 67,000 archaeological sites, 27,000 historic structures, 123 million museum objects, and thousands of sacred sites and cultural landscapes. These aren't just parks, they are freedom trails, homelands, ceremonial grounds, and cultural memory sites. NPS manages places like Cañón de Shelly in Arizona, which is a living site where Diné, often called Navajo families, still reside among ancestral cliffs and carried forward generations of tradition. The Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor, spanning North Carolina to Florida, covers the homeland of the Gullah Geechee Nation. This network of NPS sites supports indigenous African-descended communities who preserve their languages, land-based knowledge, and spiritual ways. In Hawaii, Pu'uhonua Ohonaunau National Historic Park is a sacred refuge, once an active safe haven for nearly 800,000 Native Hawaiians under Kapu sacred law. It remains an enduring sanctuary of restorative justice and spiritual continuity. Additionally, the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is the sacred home of Pele, the volcano goddess. It remains a site deeply revered in Hawaiian and Pacific Islander cosmology. In Puerto Rico, the San Juan National Historic Site includes El Castillo San Felipe del Morro y El Castillo San Cristobal, 2 massive Spanish forts from the 1500s and the 1700s. These forts are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and more importantly, central to La Identidad Borinqueña, Puerto Rican movements of self-determination. Salt River Bay National Historic Park and Ecological Preserve, located on the island of St. Croix, is a part of the U.S. Virgin Islands. NPS manages Salt River Bay, a Taino spiritual sanctuary, later a site of forced African labor, and a site carrying some of the earliest resistances to Christopher Columbus. In South Carolina, the Penn Center on St. Helena Island is a site administered in conjunction with the National Park Service. Penn was the first Reconstruction-era school for freed African Americans in the country and a hub for sustaining Gullah Geechee culture and organizing the civil rights movement. NPS also manages the Nicodemus National Historical Site, which is located in Nicodemus, Kansas. It is the only remaining Western town established by African Americans during Reconstruction that is still largely intact. NPS also protects major civil rights landmarks such as the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum, both powerful sites of Black resistance, survival, and transformation from Reconstruction through the 20th century. These physical places, located 4,000 miles apart across our hemisphere, hold the histories, cultures, and lifeways of communities whose experiences shape and often challenge the standard history of the United States of America. These sites, managed by the U.S. National Park Service, hold the memory and the cultural autonomy of peoples whose identities are forged there. But today, the National Park Service stands on the verge of becoming a politicized weapon to destroy our shared cultural heritage instead of maintaining it. Right now, every part of this system, from the 640 million acres of public land to the 123 million artifacts, from the 200,000 federal employees to the 138,000 annual volunteers, and the $3.6 billion budget that have all supported these causes for decades, are under threat, putting the entire infrastructure of public memory at risk. Government actors are silently moving to permanently kneecap federal budgets that sustain these places and the knowledge keepers who protect them, open sacred lands to drilling, mining, and private sale, and erase the histories of African-descendant, indigenous, Pacific Islander, Latine, and immigrant communities. Our cultural heritage is being erased in real time. When you destroy cultural heritage, you destroy the people who come from it. When you desecrate sacred landscapes, you desecrate those who hallow them. This is why I formed the Culture Keeper Circle, to stop the cultural resources held in public trust from being destroyed, sold, or disappeared. We are working swiftly to block destruction and sale of sacred lands and artifacts, defend knowledge keepers, rangers, curators, docents, and cultural liaisons, responsibly deploy advanced technologies at scale to remember and preserve our cultural resources while we yet have them, and finally to build an open access platform to maintain the public's access to public information about our cultural, historical, and ecological resources. What's happening at the U.S. National Park Service is not just about land, it's about sacred memory, identity, and power. Stand with us. Protect what cannot be replaced. Join the circle. Visit www.culturekeeperscircle.org to take action today. We need your monetary support and power to sustain this fight. Please donate using any of the green buttons on our website. Let's protect resources, defend knowledge keepers, and preserve culture. Prince the Culture Keeper, over and out.